Good morning or good afternoon, depending where you are around Australia. Welcome to this webinar from ESS BIZTOOLS for people who are interested in looking at ways and means of how business advisory services can be delivered to their clients. And today we're going to have a guest presenter. We've got John Tsoulos from Global Business Camps. It's interesting to look at what sort of services SMEs want. Surveys undertaken by MYOB, Smith Inc., CCH and others have all indicated that SMEs are looking for a wider range of professional services from someone, not necessarily accountants. And I believe this is one of the big challenges that accountants have at present, is to ensure that that someone is a professional accountant and not an unqualified coach or someone like that. The surveys indicated that SMEs want assistance with a range of subjects which are definitely not taxation compliance work. Future planning, which is probably budgets and cash flow forecasts, which obviously is the next item, but future planning also takes into account just where the business is going in the future. Business analysis and interpretation, things like key performance indicators, benchmarking comparisons, ratio analysis. Succession exit planning, a huge issue for thousands of businesses around Australia, the so-called baby boomers businesses, many of which are now coming on the market for sale. Have they been properly prepared for succession? Will their exit be a happy one? I've just left a 2.5-hour meeting on this very subject. Quite an interesting equation when the founders want to start exiting the business. Management of costs. I don't know whether you know, but when CCH conducted their survey of small businesses 18 months ago, they found that the highest rating item of importance from a small medium enterprise operators, and 1,200 of them were interviewed, was management of costs. Management monitoring. The federal government's introducing some new programs around Australia at present, and I've been involved in a few of these, which are built around management monitoring. How can management of businesses be improved? Now, the companies I'm working with have got turnovers from around $3 or $4 million up to $12 million. So the government's obviously decided to try to help those sort of businesses along the way to improve their management capabilities. Business plans, assistance in raising capital. Our new Prime Minister is talking more and more about innovation. But each of those entities, or the vast majority of them, are going to need to raise capital. Can you as an accountant assist them? And government grants. Government grants is an enormous business in Australia. But what worries me is that the vast majority of small, medium enterprises do not know about them. The challenge for accountants is being that someone in offering a wider range of services, a chief financial officer type services. Otherwise, your clients are likely to end up going to that someone else to supply those services. And if you're happy to continue just to have the tax return work, that's probably okay. But a number of people claim that tax return work is going to face all sorts of challenges price-wise in the future. So today we've got John Tsoulos from Business to talk on Global Business Camps. The Global Business Camps, John told me the other day, have been going for about 15 years. They're a 3-day camp, and this year's on, or the 2016 one is the way I should have said it, is on the 14th and 16th of March on the Gold Coast. And it will assist you to work with your clients to respond to some of those survey results that I just mentioned and many other issues confronting small, medium enterprises. So today, as part of the ESS BizTools strategy for having conversations with people who might be interested in looking at our products. And I'll have more to say about that after John's finished his presentation. We've invited John Tsoulos to talk to you about global business camps and how they can help you deliver an outstanding service to your clients. Good morning, John. How are you?
I'm well, Peter. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. So I'm now going to change the presenter to you, and we all look forward to your presentation. Thanks, John.
Thank you so very much. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Peter's session. It's truly a privilege to be joining you all here today. I'm going to talk a bit about what we do and why we do it, and it's an interesting thing because accountants need to be more relevant in today's environment, and I know you probably hear that from everyone at the moment. I had an interesting 2-hour session with MYOB yesterday, and they were talking about compliance work being commoditized and therefore our fees being addressed or reduced. And so it's up to us to be looking at other ways we can help our clients. Otherwise, you know, we're really under threat with the cloud technology out there, with the ATO, and with and as Peter's mentioned, with the coaches. Coaches are coming in and are marketing themselves and taking work away from us that we can do as accountants, and we can actually help our clients have a better life and a better business and a better outcome. So for all of those of you that are interested, this is a massive opportunity for you. This isn't for everyone. There will be firms out there that don't want to do this sort of stuff, but I would urge as many of you as possible to look at this and consider it. Peter shared a number of areas that the guys from MYB and the Smith Inc. people have come up with, and they're saying are issues. I've got some more here for you as well. It's interesting, 84% of family businesses and SMEs are aiming to grow over the next 5 years. The key question is, how are we as accountants going to help them do that? This is a massive, massive area. Top 3 issues over the next 12 months has come in as staff recruitment, business development, cash flow, and cash control. And Peter mentioned that. There's a lot of people out there that are running into trouble and are not managing their cash properly for one reason or another. So these are areas that, as accountants, we can help these people. 38% are planning to sell or float their business. 47% don't have a succession plan. So they haven't actually worked out who's going to take their business over, how they're going to get the best value for it, whether they're going to slow down slowly or sell out. And this is an interesting one. 94% of businesses just give out a price. They actually don't explain how their product, service, or solution can help their customer. They just say, this is how much it is. I believe this is a massive opportunity, and our clients need our help. And some accountants, like I say, will take this on and run with it, and some accountants won't. When I was talking to the MYOB guys yesterday, we talked about our offering and the business camp, and they said, wow, this really fits in because accountants need to be offering business advisory and business development, whatever you want to call it. It's really business help. So we believe a great way to do this is the Global Business Camp. It's a structure that we formed, and as Peter said, we've been going for about 15 years now. I'm an accountant just like you, so we have clients. I've got an accounting practice in Adelaide, so I see what you guys see every day. We've got 18 of our clients already booked in for next year, and mind you, our clients have been going to this for 15 years. What are the 3 days about? The 3 days are about thought-provoking ideas, getting clients to understand that the way they were doing business in the past is not the way business will be done moving forward. For people that don't embrace change, they will fall behind. Their business will be in big strife. So it's all about ideas. It's all about thoughts. We have a lot of fun, but we work pretty hard over the 3 days. And the key thing is you're there with your clients working with like-minded business people, people that like to succeed, people that will come up with great ideas. As Peter said, 14th to the 16th of March is our next business camp, so you've got a bit of time, and I'll tell you, I'll provide you with the process on trying to get your clients there, and I would highly urge that you come with as many clients as you can. Where are we going? We're going to be on the Gold Coast. We find that the Gold Coast works well. We normally get 20, 30 people coming out of WA. We get people coming from all over the country. So for people to come from WA, it's a bit of a trip, but they see the value. So we're at the QT on the Gold Coast, which is a central location. What are the 6 secrets that we've worked through? So basically our process is we work through what we call the 6 secrets to any business. And It is a structured process. We believe in structure. We believe that most people in business get into business because they think they've got a great service or a great product, but they actually don't think about how they're going to make their business work. So their business can be there long term to help their customers, clients, or patients. So we say to them, you've got to begin with the end in mind. And what we do is we actually work through and look at change, look at how change is impacting their industry. We explain to them that they can't just work in their business. They've got to go to work and work on their business. It's all good and well to go to work and actually do what you do, but you actually need to work out how you can make your business be a success. Because if your business is a success, it will be there long term. It will help your customers. We talk about effective leadership, and we have this really neat DISC methodology that we run through and explaining what type of leaders are in that business and who they work well with. We talk about the values, the mission, and the vision, and most people in SME land or in small business don't think about this stuff, and they let it go by. We then focus on planning for success, which is all to do with strategic planning, and you're going to say, well, hang on, our clients don't believe in strategic planning. That is for big business. Really what strategic planning is all about the little things we need to do to get to where we want to go. So it's our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. If we think about it that way, it makes a lot of sense. We also talk about financial budgeting, and Peter said our clients are going to need budgeting help. This is a great tool where you're sitting at a table with your clients, and I talk about financial budgeting, and all of a sudden they're looking at you, and that's a massive opportunity for you to help them. The businesses that get in trouble that we're seeing out there don't prepare budgets. They don't prepare budgets, they don't compare their actual figures to budgets, and they run out of money, unfortunately. And they're good businesses, but they have a flaw. We then focus on growing your business, and that's all about the 5 key business building strategies. What are they? 1 is get more customers of the type you want. 2 is increase the average value of each transaction. 3 is increase the frequency that they deal with you. 4 is have proper systems in place and processes. And 5 is have a committed team. So in that area, we focus on database. We focus on why customers leave and don't work with you. We focus on how to engage your team. We focus on all the little things that you can do to really, really grow your business. So that is a fun, fast-moving session, and people get so many ideas. We then look at managing your business, which is all about having your proper financial statements, and I think the cloud technology is going to help people and help advisors give more current, proper advice to their clients. So we look at financial statements. We then look at critical success factors and key performance indicators. And like Peter said, ratios and monitoring, very important. If you've got proper financials, you can then compare them back to secret number 2, which is your financial budgeting, and you can determine whether you're going the right way. If you're not going the right way, you can actually address it. Most people in business are not, first of all, preparing budgets, and then they're not actually preparing constant, consistent, on-time financial information, and therefore they've got nothing to compare it with and don't really know where they're going. We then look at value in your business, and that's all about decreasing the risk to increase the multiple and give these people a better outcome in the end. A lot of people don't think of their business as having value. We actually change that mindset in that session where we get them working hands-on some numbers, and we get them to understand that most people have a value gap. And the value gap test is, we say to people, what do you think your business is worth? And they'll come up with a number. We then work through the analysis, and what they find typically is that the number they come up with doesn't match up with what they think it's worth. So there's a gap. The minute you know there's a gap, you can do something about it. We then look at freedom, and that's all about successful succession, whether it's delegating to the team, whether it's working less, whether it's bringing management, key management in, or whether it's selling the business. So we take them through a journey, and the key thing is they understand that their business is vital, and to get it to working properly, you have to have all these things working consistently. So what do? We bring together a framework. We bring together an outline. So these people understand that, hey, just going to work is not the way to have the best outcome. It's all about basically creating a mini business plan, and that way they can go back and determine where they are and how they're going to get to their end goal. So it's an intensive 3-day business program, which is a lot of fun. We work hard, we set the foundation, We set the scene, explain to them. They do a lot of hands-on. The key is they don't come away and sit there and listen to speakers for 3 days. They actually work on their business. Some of the exercises they work on their business on their own, obviously with help from their advisors and from myself and other people, and some of them they work with other like-minded business people. So it's all about getting them to understand that to get to where they want to go, they need to plan to get to their freedom.
John, can I just interrupt a moment, please? I meant to mention, if anyone's got any questions, can you please type your question in, and in webinar jargon, raise your hand, and when John's finished his presentation, we'll go through and submit the questions to him. Thanks, John.
No worries. Awesome. Yeah, love questions, because I think that's important. If you've got them, please put them down. If you think it's a silly question, don't, because someone else is probably thinking the same thing. So the key thing over the 3 days is we're addressing the key issues that family businesses and SMEs are facing in Australasia. And in saying that, the issues that Peter talked about and the numbers that I threw at you right at the start, they're the issues that people are facing out there. The benefit of this forum is we take away these people with you for 3 days, get them in a room. It's the only event of its type. It's from our experience, because we touch on things a number of times over the 3 days, they tend to sink in. And then people go away and they work with you, their advisor, to help them improve their business. What we say to accountants, it's really 5 clients per table with 1 advisor. So if you're a sole practitioner and you've got another key team member in your team, you could easily bring 10 clients. And when I say 10 clients, that's 10 people. It might be 4 or 5 businesses with 2 or 3 people each. You know, if you're a bigger firm, you could potentially bring more. We've had firms in the past with 4 or 5 partners bring 30 clients along, and they have a partner on each table and they work with them. Then they go away and they help them implement all these plans. But for smaller firms out there, if you're a sole trader, you could easily bring 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 people. As I said, it's a workshop. It's not just sitting and listening, and you're working with like-minded people, and you'll get great ideas. I run through the majority of the program. I run through the 6 secrets, and I get them working in their groups and on their exercises. We then have other guest speakers come along, and David Smith will be there from Smith Inc., and he'll be talking about cloud technology. He'll be talking about how to be innovative with what's happening in the world, and how to look at the opportunities out there. What's happening with social media? How can we in small business be involved in that? What's the importance of technology? We also have Mark Holton from Smith Inc., who will be running through Cash Flow Story, which is a proprietary piece of software, and showing how small changes can have dramatic increases or improvements in your business. The other thing that Mark will be doing is showing how your clients and you can determine, let's say you want to invest $100,000 in a piece of equipment, what sort of return are you going to get on that equipment? So that's important information. Most people in business don't look at business that way. We've also got Andrew Geddes from Geddes Consulting, who will be running through a DISC methodology in terms of leadership. He'll be working through these questionnaire, and then get you all splitting up and working out what type of leaders you are and who you work well with. We also had David Bates from Workforce Guardian talking about the risks involved with employing people. How do we minimize those risks? How do we get the best value? How do we give them the outcome that they want, so they can actually help your business and your clients' businesses get to where you want to go? We've also got Stephen Bradbury, the gold medalist from the Winter Olympics a few years back, coming along to share some stories. And I'm really looking forward to that story, because I've heard he's amazing. And there'll be other speakers there as well. So what we cover over the 3 days is we get people thinking, we get your clients understanding that they've got to work on, not in. Really important, they change their mindset. We get them to discover the 6 secrets, and I've touched on those already for you. We get them understanding the 5 key business building strategies, and trust me, there are only 5 key business building strategies to build any business. We get them understanding about systems. Interesting thing is, a business with systems is worth up to 86.7% more than an unsystemized business. I know they're a pain, I know they're difficult to put in place, but they're valuable. So we get people understanding that. Also, this is a key area that we get people understanding the knowledge to better understand their business performance. 88% of business failure is from things we can control. So the people in business, 32.1% of the 88% is from financial management. People are not watching their debtors, they're not watching their creditors, they're not tracking their stock, They're not putting proper financial budgeting in place. Key area for accountants. We should be helping them in this space. And I know most of you already are doing this. We get them understanding and believing that their business has a value. It's not just a job. Most people out there that we see believe their business is just a job. It's not. It has a value. Our aim over the 3 days and then on the journey with you guys is to get them to grow that business value. Some examples of businesses that have come, because we always get this question, what type of businesses does this work for? It works for any type of business. Here's a fast food outlet. They've been to a number of events. Their revenue has gone from $18,000 a week to $40,000 a week. They're the profit outcomes up there. So they've gone from $150,000 profit to $520,000 profit. How have they done this? Well, they've got a brand. They all have the same uniforms now, so it's all ubiquitous. They have packaging. They have a neat process when people ring up. And when people ring up and say, how much is your chicken? They don't just say it's $15. They say, would it be okay with you if I asked you some questions so I could help you get the outcome you want? And then from there, they obviously increase the average value of each transaction. Electrician came to an event a few years ago. His business was a bit of a mess. From there, his advisors went back, helped him put some checklists in place, helped him put some systems. Their customer service was awesome. They left the place really clean. Their business went from $450,000 a year in revenue to $1.1 million a year in revenue. As you'll see, it took a few years to do that. It doesn't just happen overnight. Dental technician, this is a really neat story. This one's actually a client of ours. He was turning over $120,000 a year, basically had a job, working 5 days a week, couldn't take any time off. He now turns over $400,000 a year, and he has Friday afternoon off because he loves his golf. His profits have gone from just having a job to an extra $180,000 a year. So these are really neat outcomes, and this is what's important, and clients want this because this helps them get to where they want to go. Health provider, turnover went from 2.8 million to 6.3 million. They've come to 6 events, and this is the key. They come back, they bring key management team. Their profits have gone from 200,000 to $1 million. They've delegated, they've had strategic retreats, they've brought key team members on in key places. The CEO, who was the owner, who started the business, now pulled back and is basically sitting there as a chairman. So dramatically changed the way they operate. Restaurant in a regional town in Victoria went from 4,000 a week to 22,000 a week. The owners are now working much less. The owners were working massive hours, not seeing the young children. Now they work, reasonable hours, a proper work week. They've bought their business premises. They're very, very successful. This was a really neat one here. We had a travel agent come along with an accountant out of Queensland, and the accountant came to me at morning tea on day one and said, I think Hillary's going to call on the guarantee, and because we have a guarantee on our program. If you come along and you get no value, your clients get nothing out of it, they don't pay. And I said, why do you think, Randall, she's going to call on the guarantee? And he said, well, she's a travel agent. She's part of Harvey World Travel at the time. What's she going to get out of this? I thought it was a good idea to bring her, but now I'm really worried. I said, leave it be. Let's see how we go. She's now given us a video testimonial, which is up on our website. And basically, she got so many different ideas out of it. But one of the ideas at that event, we had Ian Healy, the ex-Australian wicketkeeper, come along and do a keynote address. And by the way, if you go up to our website, you'll see Ian Healy giving us a testimonial because he's got car wash businesses and he's been to our camp and he absolutely loved it. So she got the idea that they could dramatically change the way they operate. They're not travel agents, they're dream makers. So their tagline now is, we create dreams, we help you go where you want to go, we help you achieve the outcome that you want. She got one idea of having a cruise, having Ian Healy as a guest speaker, inviting a number of people, and she made $500,000 in revenue. So I thought that was pretty neat. How we do it? We have a process. We provide you with all the information. If you follow the step-by-step process, you will achieve results. Like I said, we've got already 18 of our clients from our accounting practice coming along, and I think we'll probably end up getting 30 of our clients coming along, which, for considering our clients have been introduced to this many, many years ago and been to a number of events, I think is a good outcome. So we have a workbook that tells you what you need to do. So we provide you with the letters, which you can put on your letterhead. We provide you with the flyers. We provide you with the registration forms. We tell you, basically when you send it out and what you need to do. The key thing is you need to follow these people up, whether it's follow up by phone call or face-to-face, you need to follow them up. If you follow them up, you'll get great results. Any questions, you just ring us and our support team will give you a hand. So don't worry about that. What we've done for Peter and anyone that's involved with ESS BizTools, because we love what Peter does and we know that he's offering great value, we thought we would extend our VIP offer that is exclusive for a number of people. So what we're saying to accountants is book 5 clients. We'll give you the VIP offer at $2,200 per person. Normal rate is $2,970. So your clients are paying $2,200. For every 5 you get there, you get 1 free seat for yourself, because we want you to be there. We think there's so much value in the accountant being there and working with their clients, or one of your key team. So book 5 clients, they pay $2,200 each, which is a very much reduced rate, and you attend for free. What that includes is the collateral, the intellectual property, all the speakers, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinners, cocktail events. It is a fun and exciting 3 days. So to summarize, this is what Peter Johnson from Access Law Group said. Peter Johnson, for those of you that may or may not know him, he runs CST Corporate Secretarial as well, but he came along and they worked on their legal firm, and this is the outcome that he said. Basically they got so many better results just post our camp than before the camp. I think that's powerful. This is another practitioner out of Queensland. I mentioned his name before, Randall. He brought a legal firm along. These guys were working 60, 70 hours a week, not turning over much money, struggling day to day, never seeing their family. And he actually asked them, what return on investment did you guys get out of this? And this is what he said for me. He said, I asked them and one of them replied, you cannot put any value on the time I spend reading stories to my daughter at night as opposed to being in the office. The next step is the critical one, how Randall felt as well. He felt he had done his job. These guys are now turning over in excess of $2 million, work 40 hours a week, have a proper management team, and are really, really doing so well. And that's what I believe our goal or our existence as accountants and business advisors is. We need to help our clients get to where they want to go. In the process, we'll get to where we want to go. I've got some names that you could call if you like, and I think Peter's recording this, so you'll get to see this. But you can email me directly. Peter can give you my details, and I can provide these names to you and many more. These are practitioners that come every year to our event. Jeremy's from WA, Rory's from Queensland, Michelle's from Queensland, Peter's from Sydney, and that they will tell you that they come with with 5, 10, 15 or 20 clients, and what they do when they go back and the outcomes that are the key. So they're constantly at our events. So I hope you got quite a bit out of that. It was a quick snapshot. The key is come along, bring some clients along, get them to experience what we do. We'll dramatically change their mindset and their thinking. You'll then walk away and you'll work with them, helping them improve their business and in turn improve their life. So I hope I can see all of you on the Gold Coast from the 14th to the 16th of March. All right, Peter, I'm ready to go back to you. Hello? Any questions coming about, or no questions?